Welcome to this third video on using Squarespace. In this one, we're going to talk about adding text, adding images, and adding video. So basically, we're going to flesh out our site a little bit more. Since the last video, I added a few extra pages and organized them so that you didn't have to sit through me making every single one of these. Let's start by making a page for book 1. As you can see, I've already started with making a title. Now I could just continue on in this text box, but in the name of being able to organize it later, I'm going to drag my mouse down to this until I see a little black line. Then I'm going to add text. Now I could write here and waste your time, but what I've done is grab some for you. A very important thing to note here is this icon right here, which says paste as plain text. Whenever you're copying from somewhere else, unless you're copying from Squarespace to Squarespace, use this. Paste my text in there, hit OK, and it'll put it in there, and it'll format it so that it looks good with your site. So let's modify this just a little bit. And we'll save that. Now, since this is a fan site, I'd like other people to be able to read these books as well. I'm going to add an image, and I'll click on this Add an Image. You'll notice there's a Getty Images thing down here. You can pay $10 to license one of these high quality things. Don't just go steal something and cite it. So we want the first book. And there's a couple of options for what you can do with the captions. You can either not display it, you can display a caption right on top of the image, or you can display a caption when you hover over it. For this, we'll go with display caption below. And we're going to add a click-through URL as well, so they can click on that picture and be able to buy it. So we'll give Amazon some business. And we'll open that in a new window as well, so that they don't lose their place on our site. Now you'll notice that we could have also done something else and gone with content, so I could have linked to another place within our website, a file that I've uploaded, but we're going with an external site. So we'll do that, we'll save it, and if we save this, that's fine, but it's not great. So let's go back in and edit it one more time, but now let's move things around a little bit. The gray area is the container that image is currently taking up. Let's move it over here. So I want it to be alongside this text. Sometimes you have to play around with it until you can get it exactly where you want it. Let's start with that. That looks pretty good. What I had intended originally was that the text here was in a separate container. It looks like it got merged into one. That's all right. You can actually rectify this by just making something on top. And we'll highlight it, and you'll see that there's some formatting tools up here. We'll want to center it, and we'll want to change it to a heading. And let's bold it too. Actually, no, that looks terrible. So we'll save that. Let's get rid of this. And there we go. That's one page complete. Now if I look at this live without editing, if I click on this, hooray. So that covered adding text and images. Now let's talk about adding a film. So I've made a page for the films. And just like before, we're going to edit the page. We're going to get our little black bar. This time, we're going to add a video. I've already found the video URL that I want. That'll go right there. It successfully found it. And just for the default, that's the image it's going to give me. I don't want that. So I'm going to add a custom thumbnail. And again, I stole this. Properly cite it. Be good people. And so there's that. Now if we look at this site in a live view, we click on play, and the video is embedded right in here. This is my absolute favorite scene in all of the Harry Potter movies, right there. Such awesomeness. He knows he's getting wasted. Away he goes. Goodbye. I digress. That's how you add video, images, and text. You should be able to make something pretty great out of that alone.